Happy April 9th. I'm just getting out of work, so I look crazy. But did I say April 9th? I hope I did. It's April 9th. And we are going to read our Just for Today daily meditations. I know it's at night. It's a little late, but I'm here. So let's go over to page 103. And the title of today's reading is Acting Out. I might know a little bit about this reading. We learn to experience feelings and realize they do us no harm unless we act on them. That's how I feel now. Let me read. Many of us come to Narcotics Anonymous with something less than an overwhelming desire to stop using. Sure, the drugs were causing us problems and we wanted to be rid of the problems, but we didn't want to stop getting high. Eventually, though, we saw that we couldn't have one without the other. Even though we really wanted to get loaded, we didn't use. We weren't willing to pay the price anymore. The longer we stayed clean and worked the program, the more freedom we experienced. Sooner or later, the compulsion to use was lifted from us completely, and we stayed clean because we wanted to live clean. The same principles apply to other negative impulses that may plague us. We may feel like doing something destructive just because we want to. We've done it before, and sometimes we think we've gotten away with it, but sometimes we haven't. If we're not willing to pay the price for acting on such feelings, we don't have to act on them. It may be hard, maybe even as hard as it was to stay clean in the beginning, but others have felt the same way and have found freedom not to act on their negative impulses. By sharing about it and seeking the help of other recovering people and a power greater than ourselves, we can find direction, support, and the strength we need to abstain from any destructive compulsion. So just for today, it's okay to feel my feelings, but with the help of my sponsor, my NA friends, and my higher power, I am free not to act out on my negative feelings. Wow. I could surely relate to this reading. I was the type of person that was, even before drugs though, I'm talking about back when I was young, when I was in school, middle school, elementary school, high school, way before drugs. I was just impulsive. I was rude. I was loud. I'm still loud, but I was just that person. I was so impulsive. I would say things that were mean to people that I loved, and then I would regret it afterwards. There was a lot of that. And I see that a lot in addicts. It must be something that most of us share. Now that I have been clean 4 years, I definitely have that impulsive, quick to react streak, but it takes a lot more to set me off. I think now before I react, which in the past I didn't think. I didn't care. I was like, whatever, I'll call the cops and tell them to come get me because I'm about to whoop this motherfucker's ass. Like, I didn't care. There was no discernment. If I wanted to do something, I was going to do it. Stupid. So stupid. But nowadays, I'm like, I'm tired. I'm old. I don't feel like going to sit in a cell tonight. Let her talk shit. If she don't put her hands on me, we're good. So I don't know if that's my age. I'm going to be 42 this month. Or if I've just grown spiritually and matured. I'm not sure. But I like how it says it's okay to feel the feelings. Don't tell yourself you can't get mad, you can't get sad, you can't whatever. You absolutely can. But it's what you do with those feelings. And I feel better about myself now. You know, back then, yeah, I would feel better releasing that immediately, but afterwards I would feel like an idiot. Like, I would feel stupid. I would regret things I said, regret things I did. I would have consequences to pay. It's just, I regretted it afterwards. And now in the moment, sometimes it's hard to hold back, but afterwards I'm like, you know what? And let me be clear, because I just had this conversation with an old coworker. There's two women that I work with. They're both older, and they would go tit for tat, tit for tat, tit for tat. One would talk to this one like shit, talk about this one like shit, and then she would be her friend. I'm like, why are you talking to her? Oh, I'm too old. I just let it go. We're not doing that. What I'm talking about here is I'm not punching you in the face like I would 5 years ago, but I am still going to address things. I'm not going to let people talk to me any kind of way or do me any kind of way and ignore it. We're not talking about that. Maybe you could get to that point. There's some people that are that way. My husband, for example, is very passive, lets things roll off his back. I, on the other hand, cannot do that. If I ignore something that happens, it will eat me alive until I address it. So I will address things, but not in a ratchet, disgusting, crazy way where I'm getting arrested. But I will let you know, calm down. Wow, this was a reading I really needed. Let me know what you guys thought about this reading in the comments below. How did you relate to this? It doesn't have to be an addict. Like I said, this behavior started in me way before I did a drug. So that's it. I'm going to have my little decaf and go to sleep. See you here tomorrow.